dummies and saw the Wookiee cuddling a human toddler. Teach the boy to fly a speeder. Target practice with a young man. Their blasters set on stun against a haphazard dummy made of rocks. Uncle Chewie. He'd called him back then. I was like, oh my God. And then it says nausea rolled around in the pit of Kylo's stomach. So he thinks he's going to go there and get one over on Chewie. But yet, well, maybe by the will of the Force, he ends up leaving there feeling miserable because, holy crap, this is Chewie's loved me and taken care of me and hugged me and taught me so many things. And so he leaves there nauseous. I love how Rae Carson wrote that. So
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. All right, I've got one. Okay. Here's a question. Does Nien Nunb die?
Oh.
The reason why I say that is because in the novel, when, towards the end in chapter 18, Palpatine is firing his Force lightning up and nailing every one of the ships, rebellion ships, big and small.
Right.
And it shows it going down. And per the novel, it pretty much sounds like he is dead. Now, it's interesting. I heard an interview with Mike Quinn, who's played Nien Nunb all the way back to Return of the Jedi. And he said that they filmed some scenes in the Tantive 4 of the fire and, kind of smoke and all this and them going down. But it was cut from, the final film. And so in the film, you just see the kind of, listing, right? The Tantive 4. And then I assumed in my mind that once Rey was able to get the Emperor to stop doing that and she defeats him, that, like kind of Poe and all these other ones, they kind of get their controls back and pull back up.
Pull out of it, yeah.
Yeah. So any thoughts on that? Does Nien Nunb live?
I don't think so. Because I think it's confirmed that as Poe is watching this destruction, I think Rae Carson a couple times kind of confirms that Nien Nunb had given his life in the battle. So
yeah. So anyways, I wanted to throw that one out there. Any others that you're thinking about as we kind of wrap up? Any?
I really liked the clarity of the idea that Janna is not Lando's daughter, and that kind of wide-eyed kind of response at the very end of the movie wasn't her saying, "You're my dad." It was more like Lando's basically he's going to spend the rest of his life helping people like his daughter that were stolen from their parents and made to become part of the First Order stormtrooper collection, that he's going to find their parents and he's going to reunite parents with children. And I thought that was really neat and really cool. So the idea that he's in the book is mentioned that he flies the Lady Luck, which is Legends, which is really cool to me. So yeah,
that is true. Yeah, throughout it. I'm not sure how much longer, Aaron, you want to record. I didn't know if maybe the last thing that we talk about, because clearly, just like The Rise of Skywalker could be 2 movies. Randy and I and Aaron, in preparation for this, there is so much that we have not gotten to. We've got enough for 3 podcasts here, but I thought maybe the one that we should kind of look at, I think it's really important, is what happened when Palpatine was thrown down the shaft by Vader. Do you think we should just touch base on that just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So in chapter, just so people know where it is, and like I said, you'll see it in our show notes here, Randy's and mine. Chapter 17, pages 219 and 220. Rae Carson lets you in on what happened. I don't know. I guess it's short enough to read. You guys want me to read it? Or should I just kind of, what do you think? I'm looking at it. It's pretty quick.
Here. Yeah, go for it.
So here it is. Um, falling, down a massive shaft, the betrayal sharp and stinging, a figure high above, black clad and helmeted and shrinking fast. His very own apprentice had turned against him, the way he himself had turned against Plagueis, whose secret to immortality he had stolen. Plagueis had not acted fast enough in his own moment of death, but Sidious, sensing the flickering light in his apprentice, had been ready for years. So the falling, dying emperor called on all the dark power of the Force to thrust his consciousness far, far away, to a secret place he had been preparing. His body was dead, an empty vessel, long before it found the bottom of the shaft, and his mind jolted to new awareness in a new body, a painful one, a temporary one. It was too soon. The secret place had not completed its preparations. Side note, I'm guessing Exegol. Okay.
Right.
I'm back into it. The transfer was imperfect, and the cloned body wasn't enough. Perhaps Plagueis was having the last laugh after all. Maybe his secret remained secret, because Palpatine was trapped in a broken, dying form. The heretics of the Sith eternal toiled, splicing genes, bolstering tissue, creating unnatural abominations, in the hope that one of these strand casts would succeed and become a worthy receptacle. The heretics would do anything, risk anything, sacrifice anything to create a cradle for their God consciousness. Nothing worked, but their efforts were not entirely in vain. One genetic strand cast lived, thrived even, a not quite identical clone, his quote-unquote son. But he was a useless, powerless figure. Palpatine could not even bear to look upon such disappointing ordinariness. The boy's only worth would lay in continuing the bloodline through more natural methods. And it was through that eventual union, unexpected as it was, that Rae was born, the perfect vessel, strong enough to contain all the power of the Sith, his granddaughter. There you go. So I thought that was important to do that, because I think that's, again, it's not in the movie. We don't know, what happened. Everyone, even a year ago right now in Chicago, we're trying to figure out, why is the Emperor laughing? How is he back? And so she, I don't know how much guidance she got from Lucasfilm and the story group to do that, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's cool to have that kind of mystery revealed, as far as with Darth Maul's return, we got to see the process of how that happened. It wasn't just that he was poof there all of a sudden, and you could there was still question marks as to how he ended up on that planet in a trash heap or whatever. And so there's still enough question, and it's still unclear to where we can still kind of interpret a little bit. But yeah, still really neat to have the backstory.
Yeah. So there you go. There's so much more we can cover. But there's a taste, hopefully a really decent meal of the novelization of the Rise of Skywalker, and I'm just so thankful, Randy, that you were here to not only really get Aaron and I to finish this doggone book up, but to come on with us and get this into podcast form.
Yeah, I'm so glad, and I know I totally forced myself. I'm like, I gotta talk about this book with you guys specifically. Like, you guys didn't really have a choice, but I invited myself on, which happens probably majority of the time whenever I get in contact with you guys. Can I come talk to you guys about this? But I'm so honored and so glad that you. Save this conversation, just to have this conversation with me is really an honor. So thank you guys so much.
Oh, we're definitely glad you could join us for this, Randy. You, of course, always have a open invitation to join us anytime you want to. I love what you guys have said. I've been sitting here nursing my headache and listening in, and I tell you, it's been a tremendous discussion. I could let y'all go all night and I'd still be happy. But definitely I appreciate you taking the time and coming on and joining us, because these type of books are right up your alley, and you definitely have a great vision and great insight into them, and I appreciate you being willing and taking the time to join us tonight to get that done.
You got it.
So let's go ahead and wrap things up with the discussion and everything. Obviously, if you have not read the book, if you listen to this, you definitely want to go out and get it. It's actually downloading on my Kindle right now, so I can at least read the end of this. It may not be tonight because of my headache, but by the weekend it will be finished, if not tomorrow. But yeah, so check it out. It is $3.99 on Kindle, on Amazon Kindle right now too. So it's good to know. Great job, Randy. If anybody wants to, I don't know if you're out there anywhere, but if anybody wants to talk Star Wars, or books in general, is there any way for them to get a hold of you to do that?
You can still reach me at Legends Library Podcast at gmail.com, and I continue to. I have handed I just talked with. I just text messaged the new hosts of Legends Library. I feel like General Leia has now given the helm over to two generals, and they are Lisa and Cole are incredibly knowledgeable, especially in the area of Legends material, and so they're the new co-hosts, and so I'm a huge fan of theirs. I still edit and do things like that. But they're doing all the work, and they're doing a great job with the show. I'm a huge fan, and also, there's a little podcast that I want everyone to know, Star Wars Reactions, which I'm a huge fan of. So continue to listen and make sure that, if I had an opportunity here, make sure that if you haven't done so already, to like and to leave a comment on iTunes about this show, because I really feel like the more people should know about you guys, and so I would rather, instead of someone try to contact me, I'd rather your listeners make an effort to really get the word out about your guys' show, and that would be a huge blessing for me, just to promote you guys. So.
Well, definitely. Thank you so much, Randy. We appreciate that, and we do. I've listened to you over on Legends Library for years. So we go way back there. So it's Lisa and Randy. I just said the wrong name. Lisa and Randy. They're doing a great job over there. So I'm definitely glad you couldn't have handed it off to two better people. They're doing a great job.
Awesome.
And definitely we appreciate your support and everything. David, if somebody wants to talk more Rise of Skywalker or just Star Wars with you, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, there's two spots. Twitter is at David_Motters. It's been the same the entire time. And then we've got our emails at Star Wars Reactions. So mine is David at StarWarsReactions.com.
Excellent. And of course, you can reach me on my personal Twitter at TAHarris121079, or of course, email Aaron at StarWarsReactions.com. Of course, you can follow the show on all of our social media pages. Of course, Facebook is Star Wars Reactions. You're on Twitter, SW Reactions Pod, and of course, Instagram, SW Reactions. And of course, you can always email the show at StarWarsReactions.com, or of course, check out our website anytime, anywhere, StarWarsReactions.com. Gentlemen, it has been a great discussion, great night. Randy, thank you so much again for joining us. This has been It's always a blast to talk to you when I get to, and we appreciate you coming on tonight. We appreciate all the work you've done for this show, and you have definitely helped us out and been a huge blessing to us. Thank you very much.